matchup between two of the best young talents between Paige Bueckers and the Wings facing Kelsey Mitchell and the Fever. All right, let's get to that one. No Caitlin Clark again for the Fever as Indiana takes on Paige Bueckers and the Wings to the third quarter. Dallas 8 off the Fever.
Volleyball, sis.
Tips the loose ball up herself, then finds Maddie Siegrist on the break for the hoops plus the foul. Sweet play by Bueckers on that setup. All right, to the fourth quarter we go. Bueckers uses the screen and hits that mid-range pull-up. Ooh, look at that. Bueckers ties Cynthia Cooper for the second most games with 15 points and 5 assists by a first-year player in W history.
She's so good at controlling the tempo right here.
All right, under a minute left in the fourth. Fever are down by 3. Kelsey Mitchell gets inside and hit the layup. All right, so this puts the Fever within 1.7 seconds left, a 1-point game. Mitchell gets the inbounds in the corner. She misses the game winner. But check out the frustration from someone on the bench on that last play. On another look, you see Caitlin Clark pleading for a foul on the play, coming on the court after the buzzer to yell at an official. Clark clearly upset with the officiating. The Wings are going to win this one by 1 point, 81-80. All right, now let's bring in WNBA insider Alexa Philippou. Alexa, the Fever have avoided setting an exact return date for Caitlin Clark. What do we know about her progress?
Yeah, Vanessa, we know that Caitlin Clark has done some full court running over the last week or two, and the update as of Monday is that she was able to add more in that regard and doing that full court running as she works to build her endurance after not doing anything for so long. But she has still not returned to practice. She has still not returned to any sort of team activities yet. And I think with her being out for so long at this point, you also have to expect that the ramp-up period for her to get back on the court is going to take longer as well. And so for the Fever, there's been 11 games that Caitlin Clark has missed since that July 15th injury. They have 11 regular season games left before the playoffs, so some time, but not a ton of time to get her back incorporated, and they've stayed consistent that they are not putting a timetable out there in terms of when we could see her back on the floor.
Yeah, I know Fever fans want her back. The Fever, by the way, are getting pretty thin at guard with season-ending injuries to Ari McDonald, Sydney Colson, Chiney. At what point does Indy get anxious kind of about the return to Clark's lineup, to the lineup?
Yeah, I think they're probably getting a little nervous right now, but the good news is that we're sort of seeing a little bit of like the tiredness. I was at the Sparks game recently, and all the players were like, it's been a long season. Again, a record number, 44 games that they're having to play. And so you're seeing it wear on players and on teams. But the good thing is Kelsey Mitchell has been a straight-up bucket this entire year. She is an all-star. She is capable of consistently giving you 25 and playing the 1 and 2. And also, if we have the standings, here they are. I mean, this is the mosh posh. Is that what I call it? Mosh posh? In the middle of the W standings.
Wow.
Look at, let's say, starting at 5 with the Aces, 9, and then also going down to 10. 12.5 are the amount of losses, so about 3.5 games of separation to really see if these teams can really make a boost and try to solidify their spots in the standings. So I believe Indy, they're in the mix, but they definitely have to string together the final 11 wins or so.
Yep. All right. The Liberty kicked off a 3-game road trip against the Sparks in L.A. last night. The starting 5 really showed out in this one for New York. Second quarter, Jonquel Jones starting us off. Jones catches it on the perimeter and nails the 3.
That's
she
what
finished
she's
with
known
21.
For. Come on.
Jumping to the third, how about Emma Meesman? Meesman gets it inside, lays it
Slytherin.
up, plus the foul.
Slytherin.
She finished with 24 points. All right, later in the third quarter, Leonie Phoebish gets involved. She catches it on the wing. She knocks down the triple too, Chiney. She finished with 20 points. And to the fourth quarter we go. Natasha Cloud is up next. She drives it to the paint. She's just going to lay it in. She finished with 11 points. And last but not least, Sabrina with the icing on the cake.
What she loves to do.
Drives and finishes with that layup. She finished with 14 points. Liberty starting 5 all finish in double figures as they defeat the Sparks 105-97. And check it out, their head coach celebrating her 101st win as Liberty coach, the most in franchise history. That's awesome. The Liberty have been without everything. Breanna Stewart for the last 8 games. Alexa, what's the path for her making her return to the court?
Well, Breanna Stewart told reporters this weekend that her goal is to get back by her birthday, which is 2 weeks from today. So that is a little bit of time. I've heard that she's actually tracking really well and that thus far she has not had any setbacks in her recovery. So hopefully Brianna Stewart can be back by her birthday in a few weeks. But there is some more good news, I think, coming out of New York. Kennedy Burke is expected to return tonight after being out for the last 2.5 weeks with a calf strain. So that's one more front court piece back for them. And I think if there's any silver lining that they can take from Brianna Stewart being out, from their front court being so thin, it's that they've been able to really get Emma Meesseman some reps, some playing time, and it's really allowed her to get acclimated to this Liberty system in the second half of the season.
Alexa, I was just going to say, she got her birthday present early. That's Emma Meesseman. It's wild. She is averaging in her 5 or so games playing with the Liberty 14 points, 5 assists or 4 assists around there. She's shooting 50, 87. This is someone who was a WNBA champion, a WNBA Finals MVP. She just dropped 24 on 9 of 15 shooting from the field, plus 9 rebounds and 4 assists. Emma is the ultimate gift to a team that is the defending champs, that also acquired Natasha Cloud, that also has great depth, that has JJ healthy, and they're just waiting on their MVP. They're all everything, like the rich get richer.
Huge news came out of Valhalla on Monday.
Is that how you're going to say it?
Giant purple.
Valhalla.
A giant purple egg hatched prior to Valkyries practice. And then at halftime, this happened. At their game against the Sun, the WNBA World welcomed Violet to the mascot. World by for short is a raven, which is traditionally a sidekick to Valkyries in Norse mythology lore. And just like ravens, she likes shiny, sparkly things and leaves glitter in her wake. It sounds like we're talking about a Disney movie. Sinead, do we have a new challenger to Ellie's throne of the Queen of Mascots?
Sis Ellie, you are officially on notice. You are on notice. Also, Ellie, you are the blueprint because you kill tunnel walks.
So fabulous.
You got the bag. Let me have the bag. Where them fans at? The fans love to come and see Ellie. Literally, I don't know if that's a twerk. Can we say twerk on air? She's doing all the TikTok dances. She's got the Telfar in her hand. She is the absolute best. So we got to pay respect to Ellie. Give her flowers. Also, I guess we can say, like, that's her daughter now.
That is. I like the little mascot world. I like the war.